Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is OTC. I trade with the Bear Bull Traders community, and this is my recap on CRM. So, before I jump into my trades and recap, let's take a look at why this stock made this beautiful move in the opening bell and the opening range break. And partly in reason that's because yesterday, after the closing bell, they reported earnings, and sure enough, beat earnings, beat on revenue, beat on EPS, reported excellent earnings. And here you have a big gap up coming in, big move to another tier, 242 from 215. So that's basically a $30 move. But this happened yesterday because of earnings, and then somewhere in this time span, they got multiple upgrades. Raymond James, Mizuho, Bank of America just got a bunch of upgrades from hold to buy and buy to extra buy, and price adjustment from, I don't remember what it was, something to 275, but most of them were around 270, 275. So sure enough, that's the range that it came into throughout the day. So strong catalyst, needless to say, for CRM. But now let's jump into my trades. As I mentioned, opening range break was excellent, and one of the reasons I don't trade this is, especially on this stock, is that it's an icy stock, and I tend to not trade those all too well, so I try to stay away from them. And my trading in here is a perfect example of why I should stay away from them. So after it made this, I believe this was roughly a $20 move, $25 move, 49 approximately, to, I just moved that TFL line, 49 to 75 ish, $25 move. So here I am trying to jump in after a $25 move. I think I'm trying to take it short here and get it back down to this 9 on the 5. Didn't catch that, and then continued to make poor choices and tried to take it long, I think, then tried to take it short again, tried to take it long, who knows, but just perfect example of what not to do. The only upside to all this mess is that I wasn't trading with a lot of shares, so didn't make too much of a mess of the P&L. But over here to the actual trades that I made that are worth discussing are a sequence of getting stopped out here. Now, one of the reasons I tried to go long, go short on this was because I had called out in the chat room that this ticker would eventually have to come down. People would be taking profits and it would have to come down. So sure enough, this happened, and that is after I missed it, I tried to jump in short, and then this came back and kicked up. So I was able to catch it early on that breakdown, take a partial, and then take another partial, and then get stopped out right there. You can't see the mark, but I took it all out in here as well. And then finally caught on this green one, caught this reversal coming up. So finally said, okay, well, I missed that move, collected my thoughts, started looking at the analysis, the VP analysis, comparison of candles, etc., and caught this move up from here going into break of the 20 EMA. Took a partial there, took a partial in the break of that intraday level there, then took a partial at the 50 SMA, and then notice it had a little more burst of energy, but notice this one was on what you could say is exhaustive volume, and sure enough it started retracing down, right? So I think that was a pretty good partial. I was hoping to catch that partial here or even up to this interday level, but ended up getting most of the position out at that point. Then it made a small retracement, and I figured, okay, this thing's not going to turn around like a speedboat, right? It's going to turn around like an oil tanker. So took my last partial when it came up to retest this 100 SMA on the 1. So that was full exit of that position. And after all this mess over here, I was trying to make up some P&L, so took another couple of trades here. This one I took it short and then got all out at VWAP. Noticed that it was trading below VWAP a little bit, so took another entry. Took it long here. This is where I got stopped out of the rest of my position on this trade. So it looks like I held a few more shares and it came down and got me at break even. So this candle here is part of this trade to this point. So this was me entering to the long side thinking it was going to hold VWAP and bounce, and it didn't. So it came down under VWAP a little bit, and then looks like I added to the position, but no, took it long there, took it long here, got stopped out, took it long here, got stopped out, and then finally got a decent entry, took a couple partials here, and then stopped myself out before break even. So still making a mess of this stock. Not a good trading day on CRM, but zoom it out to 5 minute again. Great action on the day. Poor trading on my part. Pretty sure I lost on this ticker altogether in terms of the P&L. Made a mess out of trading in this range over here, right? And then tried to recover some here. Made one good trade on the long side on this trade here, stopped out here, and then made a mess of all this here. So that is my day with CRM, and thanks guys.